Living in a world of total anti-Semitism. The entire world is against Jews today. Why is that? How come there's such anti-Semitism today?
Ease to recover. They know, the Gedolim know what expense they will pay for this. And it means enough to them to come, to go to Argentina, to go to Brazil, to go to Panama, then to go to Mexico, to come here, Borough Park, Flatbush, Muncie, Baltimore, Detroit, Denver, Chicago, Cleveland, etc., 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 etc. All in an effort simply to raise money, and not even individually for their own yeshiva. This is for the Olam HaTorah in general, and then they need to cover their budget. That speaks volumes to what's going on over here. To speak to this particular cause, one of the Gedolei Hador, somebody's been a zechut that we've been able to host before, Harav HaGaon, Moshe Hillel Hirsch Shalita.
In a few weeks, we're going to the time of the Churban, and we learn over there that one of the reasons for the Churban, one of the main reasons for the Churban, was because the bircha b'Torah tchila. They didn't make a bracha. They learned it, but without a bracha. And Chazal tells us what was the problem of learning without a bracha. But they were a little bit mezalzel in the Torah. They were mezalzel in the Torah. The question is, true, it's a terrible thing to be mezalzel in the Torah. But for that reason, it should be a churban. The cause of the churban was because they didn't make a bracha. That type of zilzul, that should be a cause of the churban. Ad kedei kach, it sounds not a, the Eretz sounds is not appropriate for what they did. But in Indian, we have to understand a certain very, very basic, something very basic. We're always talking about Torah, limud Torah. And many people really feel in their hearts, Torah is very important. But why dafka Torah? Why not chesed? Why not tefillah? Tzedakah? Why dafka Torah? What is it that we're making such a big deal out of the limud Torah? And the answer is as follows. What is our purpose in life? We're living a life. Why are we living for? What do we want? What's our purpose in life? What do we want to have after we lived and lived and lived and lived? What do we want to have from that? And the answer is, as the Ramchal tells us in another Sfarim, yes, we have one purpose in life. That's lidabek lakodesh baruch hu. That dveikus lakodesh baruch hu, that is the height of what a person can reach. Chazal called a simcha, but it's not a worldly simcha at all. It's the fact that a person could become dovik to this being of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this being, this supreme being of total perfection, and we can become part of that being with the total perfection. That is the tachlis of life. And what brings us to that tachlis? Mitzvahs. But there's one mitzvah more than any other mitzvah that can bring us to this tachlis. And I quote now the Ramchal, that there's one mitzvah more than any other mitzvah that can bring us to this tachlis. And that mitzvah is Talmud Torah. Talmud Torah, that is a mitzvah that can bring us to this tachlis. And therefore Talmud Torah is so important. That will bring us to our purpose in life. We have through the Talmud Torah. That's why it's Talmud Torah. And that's why when the Rebbeinu Shalom saw that the mezalzel in Torah, so how can it be mezalzel in Torah? The most important thing of your life is to be dovek HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And therefore, how could you be mezalzel in Torah? It's the most important thing. If there were mezalzel in Torah, it indicates that Lidovik by HaKadosh Baruch Hu was not the most important thing of their life. They have other important things in their life. And once HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees that the Klal Yisrael does not want me, does not want to be connected to me. The Gemara in Daf Kuf Daled in Shabbos says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, if they don't want me, I don't want them. It says, Mida connected Mida. If they don't want me, I don't want them. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes away from us. Goes away from Klal Yisrael. Where HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes away from Klal Yisrael, we have a Beis HaMikdash. Without the Shechina, that is the Churban. And that automatically brings Churban. A Beis HaMikdash for our Shechina is a Churban. That was the cause of the Churban. The cause of the Churban was that Klal Yisrael showed they were not interested in the Dveikus B'Hashem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu therefore left, and therefore the Churban. Today, we're coming to ask for Torah. To ask there should be in Torah, to make sure it should be Torah in Eretz Yisrael. Without Torah in Eretz Yisrael, that means that Rebbeinu Shem was not in Eretz Yisrael. So we're coming now to ask not only for Torah for Eretz Yisrael. We're living in a world of total anti-Semitism. The entire world is against Jews today. Why is that? How come there's such anti-Semitism today? The reason is because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not with us. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu would be in the world today, and people would feel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, there will be no anti-Semitism. The anti-Semitism in the world today comes because there's a siluk shechina. And we have, our job is to make sure that that thing which brings the Shekhinah back should be there. What brings the Shekhinah back is the Etzem Limud Torah, and not only the Etzem Limud Torah. When people show that they want to help should be Limud Torah, that people are saying, we want the Rebbeinu Shalom. And when they say, we want the Rebbeinu Shalom, the Rebbeinu Shalom says, if that's the case, I'm coming back. And when the Rebbeinu Shalom will come back, there'll be no problem in Eretz Yisrael from the all the people are against Eretz Yisrael. There'll be no problem there. Iran won't be problem. There will be no problems at all. There'll be no anti-Semitism. We're coming to ask for Torah, but we're coming to ask for much more. We're coming to ask that through Torah, and through your showing by showing Mesiras Nefesh, by Balabatim showing their Mesiras Nefesh for Torah, you're showing that we want the Rebbeinu Shalom. We want the connection, and that connection will make the Rebbeinu Shalom to come back, and then that will be a Yeshua, not only for the Gedolei in Eretz Yisrael, it'll be a Yeshua for Klal Yisrael, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu will be with us. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give us the koyach and give everybody the feeling that they must be Moshe Nefesh to help out by the Mesiras Nefesh of the Balabatim, which is showing that we want Torah, we want the Rebbeinu Shalom. The Rebbeinu Shalom will come back to us, and there'll be peace in Eretz Yisrael. We'll have Torah in Eretz Yisrael, and the entire world will recognize the godless of Klal Yisrael, and yet Shem will be the Bigula Shleima B'Mheira B'Yameinu Amen.
We have short divrei beracha from two of the Gedolim that join us. Rabbi Yaakov Hillel.
It's a great honor to be here with this outstanding group of great rabbis, Rosh Yeshivas, together all of them, the Talmidim, the students, amount to many, many, many tens of thousands. So the Torah in the world is coming from the yeshivot and from these great rabbis who are sacrificing their lives to take upon themselves the yoke, the heavy, heavy yoke of building Torah in Eretz Yisrael under all circumstances, with or without government funding. That is the undertaking. And now that when such a situation, that the government is stopping funding for yeshivot, we're coming out to all our dear friends around the world and encouraging them to take upon themselves this great undertaking, this great merit that they have. Hashem is passing on the support of Torah from political agreements and give and take to a different level altogether, a much higher level of Jews who love Hachamim and love Torah and want to support Torah and give for Torah with all their hearts and their love. This is a different type of giving, and this type of finance is what really truly builds the Torah in the world and takes it up to a much higher level. So I want to bless all those who have come to the home of our dear friend Jimmy Cazary on these very special occasions when we have here the greatest Rosh Yeshivot of Eretz Yisrael. As I said, that each and every one of them has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students, and they are the first and foremost ones who have already taken upon themselves the yoke of supporting Torah, with or without any help. We trust in Hashem and we go ahead. Some people say, government, let's say, pen yirbe, we have to watch it, they're growing too numerous. And we say, ken yirbe, it will become more and more and more. And of course, this is taking away political support and bringing in its place support of those who love and respect Torah. And this type of support builds the real Torah at its deepest level and its most holy level. So I want to bless everyone who came here to the home of our dear friend Jimmy, who is a prime example of someone who loves Torah and loves Hachamim. And everyone came here to obligate himself to the best of his ability to support Torah and Eretz Yisrael in its purity and in its greatness. And by thus, they are all becoming part of the Olam HaTorah. Because im en kemach en Torah. There's no Torah without support. So if we have the support of friends and those who respect Torah and Hachamim, their money is pure. Their heart which gives the money is pure. This type of purity will build the Torah and take it up to a much higher level. Hashem yevarech etchem v'yimale kol mishalot libchem letova. All you and your families and your children, הצלחה וברכה ברוחניות ובגשמיות. תצליחו בכל מכל כל, וימלא השם